Aloha Honolulu, Data here with episode 17 of the Honolulu Huskies Custom Fantasy Draft Franchise Mode. Coming into year number 7, the 2025-2026 regular season. We have a pretty solid team this year and I'm very excited to hop in. But before we do that, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone. In the last episode, I was hoping for just a couple more subscribers to hit 500, and then in just a little over a day and a half or so, we are at 510 subscribers. So very much appreciate you guys dropping the subscription as I continue to put out NHL, FIFA, and other gaming content coming over the next few weeks that I'm really excited to tell you guys about down the road. But for now, thank you so much for helping me to hit 500 on the channel. We are doing some great things here, and of course, I guess the next goal is 1,000, boys. That's every YouTube creator's goal right out the gate. Got to hit that big 1K. So we'll keep grinding, we'll keep working. And speaking of subscribers and channels and everything, in the description of this video, go and check out a channel I recently came across, a channel by the name of Duster McDangles. Now this guy, he has a great series called Benders to Legends on NHL 20 Ultimate Team, a HUT series where he plays games and he earns himself points to upgrade his team according to whatever people put in the comments. He has Be a Pro. So the two things that I don't really do, HUT and Be a Pro, are what he does, and then I do the thing that he doesn't do, franchise mode. So we're just kind of doing a little hype each other up, and it would be great if you can go check his channel out because he has some good content. But without further ado, this is our team for the season, boys. We are excited. No comments in the last episode of anything related to any changes, so we're going to keep it as it is. Tolvanen and Silver, Rantanen, Domi, Wong, Pelech, Kaliev, Perfetti, Ovechkin, Redden, Krebs, and Lind. Look at this guy, Gail Redden. 190th overall this guy was selected, 2024. He has 4-star puck skills, defense, shooting. Not a great skater, yeah, but look at that. Good discipline, good offensive awareness. What has he done in his career? It was NA, so he's playing somewhere in Europe. Oh, sorry, what am I saying? In Europe. It's the USA, but they have no name for it. So last year, 89 points in 68 games in the US development system. Hasn't played anything in the minors, just jumped straight out of camp right to Honolulu starting roster. Very excited to see how he does. On defense, Lindback and Anderson, Dumba with Riley, Kovalev, and Janssen. And between the pipes, we have our new starting goaltender and new backup goaltender, Ilya Samsonov and Michael DiPietro, respectively. Andreas Janssen, we have to move him. I'm going to do what I suggested last episode. No one told me anything otherwise, which is just trade him to a bad team for like a 4th round pick. I didn't mean to sign him. I forgot about Skylar Pelech when I was counting off my second liners. I thought I needed a second line winger. I didn't. So it wouldn't be fair to just keep him as a healthy scratch all season. It wouldn't be realistic. So I'm going to go ahead and trade him to a team that has rebuilder status and that wants him for a 4th round pick. I could get like a second, 2 seconds probably, but I don't want to cheese the system by trading someone who I didn't even mean to have in the first place. It would be more realistic that he would have signed with a team like Boston. They're in the Eastern Conference. I don't have to go see them ever again. Well, very rarely. Let's just get a 4th round pick from Boston. They'd be over 45 skaters. Must be rough, Boston. Sorry about that. Not going to trade him. Anywhere in the East would be great. Dallas, no. LA, no. New Jersey, there you go. They're 0-3-3. What? They weren't they in the Stanley Cup Finals last season? Rebuild their status. All right. 4th round pick. Congratulations, New Jersey. Enjoy Andreas Janssen. Absolute no-brainer for us here in New Jersey. Accept this deal before you change your mind about it. So Andreas Janssen, I'm sorry that it didn't work out, but good luck over in New Jersey. Scouts are sent out. I tried to sign a new assistant coach. We'll see if he signs on. And we are ready to hop into this season. I don't really like the makeup of your roster. You have a 68% team fit, Bello. Why don't you like the makeup of my roster? The coaching, man. Very broken system. Scouts have already been sent out, and we are ready to hop into season number 7 here in Honolulu. We're at home on top of the Diamond Head volcano on the island of Honolulu. We are taking on our rivals, the LA Kings. Let's get it going, boys, for game number 1 of this season. Hoping for big, big things. And the first shot that Ilya Samsonov faces 11 seconds into his career as a Husky goes in. Okay. Ilya Samsonov, Duke Silver on it. Okay. Woo, 3-1. Second period, 5-2. Mikko Rantanen scores for us. D'Angelo Vickers. Let's just end it. 5-5. Eli Tolvanen, Mikko Rantanen, and Pavel Kovalev. 3 goals in 3 minutes, 2 on the power play. This game's tied at 5 going into overtime. Just like that, and we win it! What a comeback! Ellis Anderson, my boy! 6 goals on 35 shots. The Kings scored 5 goals on 21 shots, which was very shameful. But 2 goals and an assist for Rantanen, goal and 2 assists for Tolvanen. Boys, first win of the season. Samsonov looking very shaky. I picked him up from Minnesota. So actually, let's watch this game against Minnesota, because I also traded Moritz Seider there and Claude Giroux. So let's see what Minnesota has to say against us at the XL Energy Center before we start simulating another 15-20 games or so. First period, nothing. Second period, 2-2 game. Mikko Rantanen and Duke Silver score for us. Buchnevich and Dubois for Minnesota. Dubois signed there as a free agent. 5-on-3 power play. Come on, boys. What? Kapanen? How do they score? Kasperi Kapanen puts the Minnesota Wild up by 1. Halfway through the third period here. Come on, boys. Against Minnesota, Matt Murray's in... Wait, actually, is Matt Murray in nets? Yeah, he is in nets. Come on, Matt Murray. Oh, come on. As Minnesota beats us by a goal, 3-2. All right, let's get this season underway. Let's start simulating a little bit. And we are going to go maybe the first 15 games or so. Yeah, let's go see Winnipeg. Winnipeg's always one of our rivals. We did the John Klingberg, Morgan Riley trade. So let's go simulate the rest of this month and see where we're at by then. Boys, I am in absolute shock. We beat the Predators 6-2, beat the Hawks 7-5, beat the Lightning 5-3. We lose again to the Wild, who are now 4-7-2. We've given them 2 of their 4 wins this season. Then bang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight wins, 2 shutouts, and we have a record of 11-2-0. We've seen starts like this before. This is probably the best start to our season in franchise history, but we've seen starts like this before, and we don't want to get too complacent. The Jets are 10-2-2. They are also a very good team, so this will be a good test, boys. Let's take on the Jets here. What is this? Game number 14 of the season it is. First period, 1-0 Jets. Vesalainen scores on Samsonov. Second period, no scoring. We have 27 shots on net. Who did I trade? No, probably Shesterkin starting. I doubt Binnington got the start tonight. And Duke Silver ties this game up as he scores on Shesterkin with the 31st shot of the night. And then Eli Tolvanen gives us the 1-goal lead. Power play for Winnipeg, 5-on-3. Ooh, we kill it off. Beautiful. Holding on to that lead late in the third period. And that's going to be all. She wrote a 2-1 victory with 2 goals from our first line in the third period. We come back to take it. Great game, boys. 26 saves from Samsonov. Goal and assist from Tolvanen. Goal and assist from Duke Silver. And we are 12-2-0. Let's just keep it up. Let's not even stop for a second. Let's just keep simulating. Go see our rivals, the Vancouver Canucks, who are 9-1-2. Senators fire their head coach early in the season here. We beat the Sharks 6-2. We beat the Oilers 6-2. Then we lose to the Vegas Golden Knights 5-3. So I think that was 7-8. I think it was a 9-game winning streak we had there. 14-3-0, 15-3-0 as we beat the Red Wings. Lose by 1 to the Coyotes, then we beat the Flames 3-1, beat the Blues in a shootout 5-4, and then good year for rookies, says the amateur scout, and then we beat the Flames 4-1 with 2 wins over a few days. We're 18-4-0, boys, taking on the 14-5-2 Columbus Blue Jackets, Vancouver Canucks. It looks like the goaltending changes have made some difference. We have a good backup. We have a good starter. Let's do it here in Vancouver. First period, 3-0. Duke Silver on the power play. Skylar Pelech and Arthur Kaliev. 3 goals on 5 shots against Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Second period, 3-1 as Brendan Gallagher gets 1. We started Michael DiPietro. We're starting him against the team that let him go and get signed to an offer sheet and didn't match it. I don't know how they didn't match it. When they lost DiPietro, they were under the minimum number of goalies. So I don't know why the system wouldn't have made them make a trade to be able to keep their goalie. But whatever, I'm not complaining. Landeskog brings the Canucks within 1, just with about 5 minutes here left in the third period, holding on to a 3-2 lead. Will it be enough? And yes, it will, as Pavel Kovalev adds the empty netter. I think that's maybe the 3rd time I've seen Pavel Kovalev score an empty netter, and he never scores goals. Ko made 19 saves when he came in relief for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, so he didn't let anything after that. Kovalev goal and an assist. Michael DiPietro 27 saves. And boys, look at that record, 19-4-3. We are now moving into the month of December. So who do we want to go see? Let's go see a good Eastern Conference team, the New York Islanders, with Eddie Fontaine and with Jake Gensel. Let's go see those boys. Blues want to give me Ghostus Bear, a third and a fourth for a second, and one of my prospects, Day. Enjoy him. We beat the Avalanche 4-2. We beat the Oilers 5-3. We're 21-4-0. We beat the Jets 3-1. I do not believe this record. We lose in a close one against the Capitals 4-3. Dallas Stars, we lose 4-3, back-to-back 4-3 losses. Then we beat the Wild finally, 5-4. Beat the Coyotes in overtime. And now we'll take on the 17-7-4 Islanders with a record of 24-6-0. I know I usually go check the points like 20 games ago, but I'm just loving this roll that we're on. Eddie Fontaine lets in a goal from Ellis Anderson on the first shot of the night. There we go. First period, 2-1 though. They get the last laugh as Sam Steele and Nikita Gusev bring this game to a 1-goal lead for the Islanders, but Skylar Pelech erases that very quickly. Second period, they came right back though. Sam Steele, we are down 3-2. Shots tied at 18 right now. This is still anyone's game here in the third period. The boys are buzzing. We have the momentum in the schedule. We've been flying. We know how to play off of each other. We're all brothers in arms. Power play for the Islanders. We kill it off. Beautiful. We just got to get one by Eddie Fontaine, a very good goalie, and Arthur Kaliev does it. 3-3 game. Is that going to be overtime? Yes, it will be, as we're headed to overtime as Arthur Kaliev tied this game up. Who has the winner on their stick, boys? Nobody. In the shootout, who's it going to be? The Islanders take it as Yamamoto gets the game winner, former Honolulu Husky. But we pushed it to a shootout. We got the extra point. 2 goals for Sam Steele, understandable. But I'll take the SOL on that one. So let's take a little break here. That's 31 games through the beginning of the season. We're more than a third done the year. 53 points in 31 games for Ellis Anderson. What an absolute legend. 96 overall with a +5 on the top line. Boys, he's high franchise. See, if you're new to the franchise mode, at the start I created 16 medium franchise players and I got Duke Silver. Ellis Anderson was on the trade block with a contract of like 4 years, 5 years, 9.7. I said, this is absolutely wild. I got to pick him up. And here we are. I never meant to have more than one franchise player. Well, I never thought I'd be able to get more than one franchise player. But Ellis Anderson has 53 points in 31 games. And then Duke Silver has 50 in 31. Eli Tolvanen, the legend, 43 in 31. Mikko Rantanen, 39 in 31. Then Skylar Pelech has 30 here in his third season. Max Domi, 25. Cole Perfetti, 18. He's -8 though, which is a bit weird. Ovechkin, 17. Lindback, 17. Wong is a -3 as well. Riley, Kaliev. Kaliev's a -10. Yeah, that third line needs to be fixed defensively, I suppose. But we score so many goals, it doesn't really matter. The bottom 6 isn't doing great, plus-minus wise. Oscar Janssen in his rookie season. And now how are the goalies looking? Ilya Samsonov, 19-4-1. He has 1 shutout. He has a decent goals against average of 2.78, but a really not too great save percentage of 894, but a great record. Interesting. And then DiPietro 5-2-0 with great numbers, save percentage and goals against average. Mikey DiPietz, Ilya Samsonov, huh? It's a bit weird, but getting the W, so you can't really complain too much. I don't really have him on a fantasy team or anything. I'm just the GM of this hockey team. In the entire league, Anderson and Silver are leading the NHL in points. See, there's a lot of created players, but they're not as good as Silver and Anderson. I don't know why. Like Massimiliano Bio, Keenan Johnson, Mikey Bruno, they all have great stats, 41 points here. But Ellis Anderson this season is going nuts with 53. Really crazy stuff. Ty Ronning, as an 81 overall, has 34 points in 30 games, playing on the first line somehow. X-Tech legend. Derek Mongo, 33 and 29. And of all goalies in the NHL, Carter Hart, bad numbers, great record. No goalies have really good numbers. Connor Hellebuck has good numbers. David Riddick at the age of 33 has good numbers. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, decent numbers. But all right, well, without further ado, we're just going to keep on simulating if we're doing that well. Honolulu, our power plays at 33. Our penalty kills at 92.6%? What in the world? I've never seen that. I've never been able to get it above like 82%, maybe like 85 I've seen, but 92.6% and a power play of 33%? Boys, we have the best power play, we have the best penalty kill, we have the 2 lead scorers in the NHL. I would feel bad if I cheesed the system to get these franchise players. I gave them all like really cheap contracts and I somehow got them knowing that they developed to good players. No, I got them when they were really good players. Teams were dense enough to trade them to me for like for peanuts almost. And here we are. I'll take that all day. That's what a general manager does. He has to exploit the shortcomings of other general managers. So let's keep it rolling. Let's go see maybe Vegas, 15-13-3. Now let's go see Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a good team, 17-9-4. Mikey Bruno and the Lightning. Let's go check it out. Matt Dumba back spasms. Understandable, but it's our first injury of the season here. So I can go... Actually, I never fixed that third line even. I forgot to look into it about the defense. So Justin Barron will draw into the lineup as he'll replace Matt Dumba for a little bit. Actually, if he goes up here, it keeps a +1. Nah, I'd rather have Oscar Janssen up there. Third line we said was not doing well defensively. -8, -7, and -1. -2, 1, and a -2. I don't want to put Kaliev on the fourth line. I think that would be a bit weird. Maybe I swap Perfetti and Wong. Wong isn't doing anything crazy either, so maybe that gives him a little change of scenery here. Wong can get third line minutes instead. See if that fixes anything over the next few games. Beat the Stars 6-4, lost the Predators in a shootout, lost to the Avalanche, beat the Canadiens in a shootout, shut out the Predators 6-0. 20, and then we lose to the Blues by 1 goal. We're 27-8-2. Beat the Kings 4-3. Little California swing over here. We beat Vegas in overtime. Matt Dumba is back, but I don't want... Multiple players are available. Yeah, you mean one? Matt Dumba? Still a playable injury, so I don't want to do it yet. 6-5 overtime win, we said. 5-1 win against the Bruins. And now we are 38-2 coming up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. After this game, I'll get Matt Dumba back in the lineup as we move into the month of January here. So first period, no scoring. Second period, 2 goals for us. Alex Ovechkin scores twice, and we are up 2-0. We'll see if we can break Gretzky's record on this team, man. I'd love to see that. We have a 2-0 lead here in the third period. We're doing well defensively. A couple goals from the great 8. The legend with the A on his jersey here in Honolulu for the last few seasons, ending off his career with the expansion team, and this year he thinks that they could do something special and he wants to be a part of it. And boys, without even knowing it, we just solidified a shutout. Duke Silver adds the empty netter, 3-0 win. Ilya Samsonov makes 21 saves, and Alex Ovechkin scored both goals on a goalie, that is. Cole Perfetti, mild concussion, but he's only out for 4 days. That's a really mild concussion. So Wong can go here, Krebs can come up to the third line, and James Malatesta can go in on the fourth line. How did Wong do? I can't even look at his stats. There's a glitch. Whenever you're changing for injury, you press R3, it makes the franchise overview come up instead. Justin Barron's going to be swapped out for Matt Dumba. I don't know how he did. I can't see. It won't let me look. And that'll be it as we continue to simulate here. I'm going to take a quick pause, just to update some of the scouting. There's some of the shorter assignments that are done, but all the rest are going to be done at the end of January. So let me just quickly fix those, like USA East and USA West. That's all taken care of, boys. We're flying through this episode. We're absolute monsters. The season's half over at the 41 game mark. Let's just keep it going. I'm loving it this year. We finally have a team that we can just put in cruise control a little bit, not have to worry every 2 seconds about everything falling apart. Let's go see the Arizona Coyotes. Jonathan Drouin and the Coyotes. Skylar Pelech can play against a team that would have been his had they not traded that first overall pick. A 3-2 loss to the Islanders. Cole Perfetti is back to being available, but he's not really till the 7th, so let me get him in for the game against the Blackhawks. We lose 2-1 to the Jets. Back in the winning columns, we beat the Hawks 3-2, the Sabres 2-1, the Canucks 4-1. Looking good. We're looking for win number 35, and we get it against the Maple Leafs with a 6-5 victory. It was a close one. Lose 5-2 to the Bruins. We're 35-11-2 coming into this match against the Coyotes, a divisional rival. Jonathan Drouin, a former Honolulu Husky. Let's get it done against them, boys. First period, 2-0 Huskies. Cole Lind and Mikko Rantanen on the power play. 18 shots in that first period. Wow. Second period, 3-1. Max Domi for us, former Coyote, a long time ago. And Svechnikov gets one against Samsonov. 35-15 are the shots in our favor, more than doubling the Coyotes' shots. We're up by 2. Power play early in the third. Arthur Kaliev, right as the power play was finished on shot number 40, scores our 4th goal of the night. Arthur Kaliev, King Arthur, down on the third line. Love that he's getting some play time after spending last year in the press box pretty much, making room for Evgeny Malkin. That's going to be all she wrote, boys. A 4-1 victory against the Arizona Coyotes. Morgan Riley, 2 assists. Ilya Samsonov, 23 saves. And Mikko Rantanen with a goal of 3 stars as we get win number, is it 36? Yes, the win number 36 on the season. So we're going to go up to February 1st. All the scouting reports are going to be finished. I'm going to go update that, and then we're going to be in a little bit of a stretch before the trade deadline. So we're going to have to figure out, the guys on one-year deals, do we want to offer them extensions, or do we want to look to maybe trade them? But we're doing so well, why if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So we'll have to figure that out. 5-2 win against the Penguins right before the All-Star break, and the last game before the Scout break, which I like to call it, we beat the Flyers 7-1. I will take that. Who's leading the team in points? Is it still, now it's Duke Silver, 76 points for his number as well. Number 76 for 1776, a man who loves America, Duke Silver, the smoothest saxophone player on the continent. So let me fix up the scouting. We'll be back in a second. Sheesh, that is done. Scouting takes so long. It is worth it, but it is so long when you do it right. So let's continue simulating on towards the trade deadline. Let's go see a couple of weeks. Let's go see the New York Rangers. I wouldn't mind going to see them. They're a pretty good team. 27 wins as of now. That's when we're going to take a little pause to see who needs contract extensions and who should possibly be looked to be moved. I don't know. Second round pick for a third. Why would I do that? We shut out the Penguins 4-0. Tough 7-6 loss against the Vegas Golden Knights. 8-2 win against the Kings for win number 40 on the season. Max Pacioretty goes to Minnesota, who they're a terrible team, from Winnipeg, who's a good team, for 2 prospects and a pick. That doesn't make sense unless Minnesota's making a big push or something. Doubtful. Granlund to Florida from Ottawa for a first and 2 prospects. Nick Jansen on waivers, 1 year, 1.7. He's 78 overall. Don't need him. 3-2 loss to the Canadiens. First and a second for Owen Tippett and Josh Norris. Interesting trades going on here. First and a third for Timashov and a third. Why would I do that? 3-1 win against the Sabres. We are 41-13-2, coming up against the 32-19-6 New York Rangers. Let's try to get win number 42, just about a week and a half before the trade deadline here. First period 0-0. Second period 1-0 Huskies as Rantanen gets one past Hellebuck. Very good goaltender. We are outshooting them about 27-14 a few minutes into the third period here. Power play Rangers. We kill off the power play, but Elias Pettersson scores right after it as this game's tied at 1. But Peyton Krebs, the 4th line centerman, comes through big right in the crease. But then Fedoruk ties it up with just over 5 minutes left. 2-2 game, but then Pavel Kovalev, 3-2 lead, and Eli Tolvanen adds the empty netter. Pavel Kovalev is the hero, boys. I love Pavel Kovalev. 2 assists from Dumba, 28 saves from Samsonov, goal and assist from Tolvanen. He got an empty net goal, Tolvanen. Should have given Kovalev a game-winning goal, star of the game. 42 wins on the year. I absolutely love Pavel Kovalev. And let's look at these points here, boys. Duke Silver has 86 points at before the deadline. 43 goals, 43 assists. Ellis Anderson has 84 points. That is just mind-boggling. Tolvanen has 70, Rantanen has 65, Pelech has 52, and then look at all the playmakers here. 9, 9, 2, 9 for the goals, 34, 26, 31, and 22 for the assists. Ovechkin is 16 goals. Where does that put him now on the all-time list? That gives him 908. He did it! He did it, boys! He beat Gretzky! Félicitations, Alex! Wow! Alex Ovechkin is the greatest goal scorer in NHL history, and he did it on the Honolulu Huskies. -8, that would give him 892 to begin the season. That means he did it last season even. I'm a degenerate, but he did it. Alexander Ovechkin. Oh, that's why he's not scoring a lot this season. I didn't put him on the power play. What? I need to go fix that. Man, Lindback, Dumba, Jansen. Where's Kovalev? 7 goals and 5 assists from Pavel Kovalev. Former 16th overall pick back in 2020. Arthur Kaliev, 5-5, -10. My goodness. Okay, goalie situation. Samsonov's 37, 9-1 with 4 shutouts, 902 save percentage, 2.57 goals against. Now that is respectable. Those are good numbers. In the entire NHL, I assume Duke Silver's leading the way, and yes, he is. Only guys behind him are Connor McDavid, Sean Monahan, Derek Mungo. Then we have Eli Tolvanen, another Honolulu Husky. Then looking at the rookie skaters, Raymond Harkin has 50 points. He was the 11th overall pick. Fedoruk guy, we saw 16 goals, 3 assists for him. Power forward with 5-star shooting and 80 passing. All right. But yeah, I got to fix up these lines a little bit because I want Ovi to be utilized more than just third line. I can't believe I forgot to put him on the power play. I think it's because I put Trevor Wong and Cole Perfetti on the power play. Perfetti +1, Wong -6. Maybe I switch them back here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch them back. So Wong's going to get lots of ice time on the second line, but I'm going to take him off the power play. I'm going to put Ovi over here, not at the point. I'm going to put him on the wing right there. So he'll go here. Pelech, left-handed, can go here as a sniper, and Rantanen can go to the point. He gets a lot of time on the first line. He can take a little bit of a hit, and Ovi can get some power play time. I'm sorry about that, Ovi. I know you're still doing well this season, but you could have been doing a lot better. I'm sorry I didn't have you on the power. I should almost put him on the first unit with Max Domi instead of Max Domi. Should I do that? What would that do? Keep the +3. Ovechkin, Silver, Tolvanen. How many power play points does Domi have this season? He has 19 power play points, 5 power play goals, so he has 14 power play assists. So he'd have 9 goals, 20 assists. No, he'd have, sorry, minus the 5 goals. He'd have 4 goals, 20 assists in regulation. So power play is big for him. Definitely, I think I'm going to have to keep him there. Ovechkin can get second unit at the age of 40. He take a little bit of a break on the bench. So looking at contracts, like we said here, all expiring. Skylar Pelech, we're definitely get him re-signed. He'll get re-signed to a big contract. I'll probably give him 8 years, 11 million or something. Max Domi, though, he does want the extension, but he wants 8.3. I only have 16.7. Even if I go down to 1 year, he doesn't want to budge from 8.3. I could probably sign him for maybe, I don't know, 7.65. Still very expensive, though. Matt Dumba, that was a tough. I got him 2 years, 5 million, which was great. I didn't think I'd be able to keep him beyond that. It looks like I might be able to, but no. Oscar Jansen's going to be second pair next year, I think. Colin does not want the extension. Peyton Krebs does. He's an RFA, though, not a big deal. Ovechkin does not want the extension. No, he's down to AHL top 6 potential. Yeah, it would probably be best to let him go after this year. Yeah, unless he retires. Even I've seen him retire at the age of like 37. He's here at the age of 40. And then in the goalie department, all of our goalies are signed on, right? Yeah, no problem there. So the only issue really is Max Domi, I think, because Matt Dumba, no, it's Matt Dumba as well. I'm not going to be able to keep Matt Dumba because Oscar Jansen's going to be there. Matt Dumba this year, he has 4 goals, 11 assists. He's a +8. He's on the second pair. He's on the penalty kill, 4-star defense. I really like Matt Dumba. I'd like to keep him, but if Oscar Jansen grows a lot, maybe he'd play on the third pair. That's a very expensive third pair defenseman. Max Domi, though, is probably the guy that has to move, because if I move him, that means and Ovechkin's retiring, but do I get someone better for the second line left wing, or do I keep it Max Domi? Because it's tough with Wong and Perfetti. Where are they going to go? Perfetti can't be my third line center forever. What if I give you just 2 years at, let's really lowball him. If he wants to stay on this team, let's really lowball him if he wants to stay on this team. 7.225, a bit over $1 million less. It's still expensive though. 7.125 if you want to stay on this team, Max Domi. Let's see what he says. Discuss it with your family. Let me know. That's an extension I'm going to offer. I'm not going to put either of them on the trade block because I think I'm going to keep them for the rest of the season, even if they don't re-sign. Like, look at Max Domi here. Does have a good amount of trade value, a very good amount of trade value. If I wanted to trade him, I could get medium elite prospect or Christian Vesalainen even. But who's this guy again? Kozenbekov. He was a 3rd-round pick. Medium elite, mental. Good for the trade value. But Cole Perfetti, look at his trade value, Cole Perfetti. Dropping like a brick. I've played him in his role, third line. He's just not growing. I give him power play time. I give him penalty kill time. I give him third line time where he should be, and he just hasn't grown at all. I don't know if I haven't put the right people around him, but no, he's playing with 2 snipers on his wing. He's a playmaker with 2 snipers. But they're -10, +1, -3. I don't know what to do. I can't do much. I can't do anything, actually, I don't think, really. Unless I switch him with Cole Lind. Cole Lind's a 0. Okay, you know what? Let's try Cole Lind on the third line to try and switch things up a bit. But aside from that, we're going to see what Max Domi has to say to that contract offer. And we're going to keep on simulating through, well, to the trade deadline at least. Unless something really crazy comes our way. But I doubt the system will offer us anything good. They only want my first-round pick and my prospects for garbage people and expiring deals. Dominic Cahoon and Jonas Brodin to the Rangers for 2 prospects, that medium elite prospect. Max Domi, easy decision to renew my contract, mental. So he's only making, what, like 7.150 it was? That's good. He's not taking too much of an increase. And he's proven himself to be a very good player. A first, a second, and a prospect for Frederick and Mike Hoffman. Trades are going left and right. Max Domi, extend. That's a big move, man. And if the right, Kyle Connor to Colorado for Palat in 2 seconds. If the right things happen over the Toffoli for a first and Jeremy Poirier. If the right things happen, then we have enough cap to, we'll see what goes on in the offseason. Maybe Domi doesn't even come back next year, but at least I have him to trade him. So like I said, we beat the Canucks 3-1, but then we lose to the Blue Jackets 6-5, beat the Sharks 6-3. They want to trade me Palat after just getting him. Let's get out of here. Florida Panthers are a good team. We beat them 4-2 for win number 45 on the season. I don't want Sami Vatanen. Columbus Blue Jackets, we just lost to them last week. Then we lose them again 5-1. I think we're going to keep on simulating. And Matt Dumba, we'll try to re-sign him in, you know what? Let me try to re-sign him now, but either way, I'm not going to trade him. Now that I see that I can get people really cheap when they want to during the season, because sometimes at the end of the year they say, I want to extend, but I didn't like my ice time. I want to extend, but we didn't win in the playoffs. But in the season, you could work something out a bit more. You can cheese it a little more. At 3 years, he wants 5.8. Let me try and keep him at the same contract he's at. Maybe even 50K less, just to smile. 4.950 for 3 years for Matt Dumba. At 86 overall, that would be crazy to get. That would be a really stacked team. And that's not because I've cheesed the system, boys. It's because the system has allowed itself to do it. When Michael DiPietro says, hey, I want 1 year, $2 million, 2 years, $0.9 million, or 3 years, $2.5 million, what am I going to sign him to? 2 years, $0.9 million. I got to be a smart general manager. The Carolina Hurricanes are a very good hockey team. I'm going to sim past this game. Oh, easy decision. Thank you, Matt Dumba. Mental. We got him signed up. I'm going to sim through that game and then go see the next game against them so we can get a bit more of the calendar done. We beat them on the trade deadline day, beat the Stars, beat the Senators, beat the Flames, lost 3-0 to the Canucks. Win number 50, there it is, against the Calgary Flames. We beat them 7-6 in a shootout. That's a barn burner right there. So we have 50 wins, 16 losses, 2 overtime losses. The Hurricanes are 47, 16, and 6. As we take them on here in the month of March, closing in on the end of the regular season. We've flown through this one, boys. First period, 1-0 Hurricanes. Derek Mongo, big boy, right in front of the net, gets it in. Second period, 3-2. William Karlsson and Owen Tippett for them. Matt Dumba, the $4.95 million man, and Duke Silver on the power play as we are down by 3-2 Hurricanes here in the third period. Shots 27-18. We need to get more on net, boys. I'm sure the Hurricanes have a strong defense, but Duke Silver gets his second of the night right in the slot as we tie this game up. Power play late to take the lead, that the Hurricanes kill it off. 3-3 game with 3 minutes left. We might be headed to overtime, and we will be here in overtime against the Hurricanes. A very good matchup. Potential Stanley Cup final matchup, and with just seconds left, with 10 seconds left, Josh Norris wins it for the Hurricanes. An overtime loss for us, but we get the point. We're 50, 16, and 3, and the season's coming to an end, boys. We are looking good. We have a lot of Western Conference matchups coming up. We have a great record. I'm not worried. I'm confident to just sim through, and we'll just see what we have by the end of it. The Oilers are 38, 26, and 5. They're a good team. We'll go see them. Beat the Devils 5-2, the Blues 6-3, the Capitals 4-2, the Panthers 4-1, the Kings 6-5 in overtime, the Oilers 5-2. We are on a crazy streak here. 4-2 win against the Avalanche, 5-3 loss though against the Sharks, 4-1 win against the Knights, Golden Knights, that is. We are 58, 17, and 3. With all those wins, boys, let's just actually just go to the end of the season. I don't care about seeing the game against Edmonton too much. We've seen a lot. We're looking good. 4-1 win there against the Oilers. Looking for number 60, and there it is against the Sharks. Now against the Coyotes, we beat them 4-1. And on the last game of the season here, we've already clinched the playoffs, the division, and the conference. Last game of the 2026 calendar year, regular season that is. Last game of year number 7. First period, 2-2 game. So Tolvanen and DeBrincat scored early like we just saw. Pelech and Day score right after that. So both of our backups are net. And unless Laurent Brassois is their starting goalie, I'm not sure. No scoring in the second period. DiPietro starting for us like we said there. 2-2 game here in the third period. Power play gets killed off by LA. Shots are pretty even, but Cole, Lynn there on the third line, and then Eli Tolvanen a minute later, 50 seconds later actually, excuse me. 4-2 lead for the Huskies, boys. We are, oh boy, Skylar Pelech, we are geared up and ready to go for the playoffs. Oh my goodness, Arthur Kaliev just pours it on. Power play late, we almost got another maybe, but 6 goals on 40 shots. Skylar Pelech, 2 goals, Eli Tolvanen, 2 goals, and Cole Lind with one of his own, the game winner, I guess. 6-2 win to end off the year, boys, and we finish off with a record of 62-17-3, the best record in franchise history by far. 123 points in 82 games for Ellis Anderson, who has really flourished here in Honolulu. Let's see the stats. How did we end up in the numbers? Oh my goodness. We were 27 points ahead of the Canucks for our division and in the entire NHL. Oh, the Hurricanes had a great record. That's tough. They go 57, 19, and 6, and they don't even win the President's Trophy, as the Huskies just had a few more wins in them. So we scored 4 goals per game, 4.1. We let in 2.6, so we were the highest scoring team in the NHL. We were the best defensive team in the NHL. We had the best power play in the NHL at 33.2%. And we had the best penalty kill in the NHL at 88.6%. How about shorthanded goals for? No, okay, we weren't the best in the NHL for shorthanded goals for. Home record, we were 32-7-2. On the road, we were 30-10-1. We finished off the season with a record of 9-1-0. What a year in Honolulu, boys. Let's check out the player stats now. So like we said, Ellis Anderson at plus 30, 431 shots on net. So broken when you have a created player, but that's the way the news goes. 41 goals, 82 assists for Ellis Anderson, 123 points. Duke Silver had 119 points, 59 goals, 60 assists. A career high for him as well, passing his previous record of 114. Not a high in goals, but a high in points and plus minus. Eli Tolvanen, 96 points. That's the Eli Tolvanen we know and love from the Anaheim Ducks franchise mode. Overshadowed a little bit, and so is Mikko Rantanen overshadowed. Career high for him, scoring 87 points, 21 goals, 66 assists, plus 39. Skylar Pelech with a career high in his third season, 71 points for him, goals and assists and points. Max Domi scores 71 points, a second highest. Yeah, second highest of his time in Honolulu. I think second highest of his career as well. No, third highest. Trevor Wong in his third season here, he scores 51 points, career high for him, especially in assists, getting 41 assists. Bit of a slow year for Morgan Riley at 48. Alex Ovechkin as well, only scoring 46, but still good as well. He got a couple of power play points as I put him on the line after. Cole Perfetti scored 42 points. He had a good season, but he just doesn't grow, the guy. It's his 4th year here in Honolulu. He had only 42, well, no, he had 42 points, but in the last year he's gotten really, only 18 here, and so forth. Mats Lindback scores 39 with a plus 31. You love to see that. Matt Dumba, 26. Cole Lind, 24 with a plus 4. Where's Arthur Kaliev? Negative 11, 16 points. Yikes. That could be better. Gail Redden in his rookie season, 17 points for him. Oscar Janssen in his rookie season, 24, plus 24, 18 points. Good stuff. Love to see it. Goalies now. We got Ilya Samsonov, and he got 51 wins. That has to be Vezina right there. 4 shutouts, 903 save percentage, 2.65 goals against, unless someone had better numbers. Michael DiPietro was a very, very capable backup goaltender for us, and he did exactly what we needed from him. We'll check out let me see all goalies in the NHL before I look at all scoring in the NHL. Rookie skaters here. Goalies. So Samsonov, of course, had the most wins, but who had the better numbers? So I could see the nominees for the Vezina being like Gibson, Comrie, and Hellebuck maybe. How does Eric Comrie at 82 overall go 42, 18, and 5 with a 914 save percentage, 2.61 goals against? I'd give Samsonov the nomination with Gibson, and I'd give the award to Hellebuck, to be honest, with a 915 save percentage. Actually, 2.75 goals against isn't that special. I'd probably give it to Eric Comrie, 914 and 2.61 goals against. That's broken. Even Eddie Fontaine had a good season, but only 38 wins. Maybe he'll win the Vezina. 94 overall he's at now. So all skaters, like we said. So Ellis Anderson wins the Art Ross Trophy. The first defenseman to win the Art Ross since I don't know who, Bobby Orr or something like that. I don't know when the last time a defenseman won the Art Ross was. But 39 power play points, 123 points for him. What a monstrous year for Ellis Anderson. What a crazy, crazy year. When you changed him to an offensive defenseman, must have been a big fix, a big upgrade. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep him past the next 3 years, but for right now, I am happy. Duke Silver, 119 points. Who wins the Rocket Richard here? It's Mikey Bruno. Big congrats to him. 101 points on the season. 65 goals for Mikey Bruno. He's been hitting the gym. He's been ripping in those goals. Big congrats. So Derek Mongo is the next best created player after Silver and Anderson. Then there's, of course, Mikey Bruno, like we said. Keep going down. Lots of good players here. Tony Klingenberg. Keenan Johnson, 49 goals for him on the year. Last year won the Hart Trophy. It was a shortened year due to injury. 65 points for Keenan Johnson. Where's here Patty Kane? What's his overall? 85 overall. Still getting it done. But I wanted to see where is Rory Cherry. Here he is. So only 73 points for him after winning the Art Ross Trophy last year. But he is a very capable player, just on not a very good team, unfortunately. Martin Firk, 83 overall, scores 73 points. Yeah, that makes sense. Jinkyo Chong, 70 points. Yeah, let's look at all defensemen after Ellis Anderson. After him, it's Quinn Hughes, of course, 76 points. But still, how crazy is it that Ellis Anderson had 24 plus 23, 47 more points than Quinn Hughes, the next defenseman in points? That's absolutely nuts. John Carlson, at the age of 36, puts up 73 points. Jinkyo Chong gets 70. D'Angelo Vickers is a negative 28 with 60 points for him. 438 shots. Alessandro Girante, 58 points. Cale Makar on the Lightning scored 57. What kind of contract did he get in the end? 4 years, 9.3. Our old friend John Klingberg scored 51 points. He's down at an 85 overall now. I was looking at this, just sort by shots. It's crazy. It's all the created players, all the shots. Vickers, Anderson, Klingenberg, Bio, Mongo, Silver, Chong, Beats, Girante. Then you have McKinnon, Kucherov, but even Pelech. Look at all the shots from Skylar Pelech. He's not a created player. But I just hate how broken it is that the slider of shooting is so up for created players. I wish, what I should do in the future is just take already created players, like a 60 overall from Finland, and then change him into a created player like Mikey Bruno or something, so his shooting won't be off the charts, but his stats will still be there. But anyways, that's for another day. This is a custom fantasy draft franchise mode, so don't read too much into it. There's lots of custom, there's lots of fantasy, and there's lots of wonder here in Willy Wonka's factory. Also, in all of my hoopla over the great season that we had, I totally forgot that in the last episode, I accidentally traded Jyrki Engren, Jirka's brother, who we drafted in the 5th round, low elite potential, to the Leafs. What did he do this season? In the AHL, scored 33 points. Yeah, so I definitely want Jyrki back. I accidentally traded him, but also I forgot to trade back for him. I can just trade a different prospect and swap him out. Even if he doesn't become anything great, we have to get Jyrki back on this team for Jirka. So my apologies to all the fans of Jyrki Engren. In 2 episodes, once the playoffs are done and we're in the offseason, we will get him back on the Huskies. So we are ready to simulate, I guess, to the playoffs and see who our opponent is going to be. We're doing very well in San Diego, like always. So let's see, in round number 1 of the year number 7 playoffs, it's just the 4th time we make the postseason here at the Dance. Who are we taking on in round number 1? It is the Arizona Coyotes. Jonathan Drouin and the Coyotes. So they have a pretty good team, if I remember right. Yeah, Listen, Barkov, Sveshnikov, very good. Top 6, Reinhardt, Kotkaniemi, Drouin. Top 9 is great as well. 84 overall, Blake Coleman. Yeah, they have a really good team offensively. Defense, Sandin and Parayko, Chaika, Carlson, Fleury Bear. It's decent. Not all of them are pretty decent. None of them are bad, none of them are great, I'd say. Rasmus Sandin is pretty solid. And in goal they have David Riddick, yeah, with Louis Domingue backing him up. No injury scratches. So that's going to be who we're taking on this season. If you want to see anybody's stats from this year, like people that we've traded away over the years, Jonathan drew any stats or something, just let me know in the comments. I'll go next episode back and look at them. It would be a long time to go through every team and see every player we've ever had a connection to, so I won't do that. But if there's anyone that you'd like to see how they did last season, I will do that for you. And without further ado, I think we're ready to head into the playoffs. Our contracts are pretty much set. Looking into next season, we just have to sign Skylar Pelech. We have $6.4 million, which is not going to be enough. But with Alex Ovechkin gone, that frees up another 3.5. Cole Lynn probably won't come back. That'll free up another $2 million. So I'm not too worried about the contract situation. It'll be a bit tighter next season than usual, but we should be good to go. The lines are set as they are. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. The third line hadn't been great on the plus minuses, but maybe with Cole Lynn now it's going to be a bit better. The power play, the penalty kill, but it seemed to do pretty well, so I don't think there's much to touch. And boys, that's it. Year number 7, we are President's Trophy winners. We had a fantastic history-breaking season. So that's going to be it for this one. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, putting out daily NHL and FIFA content, and more coming soon of different games, which I'll be touching upon in a channel update coming in the next couple of weeks. So, as I said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you all so much as well for the 500 subscribers as we continue to push for 1,000 over the next months. I know it's going to take a lot of work and grinding, but I'm here for the long haul, putting out lots of episodes for all of you, and looking forward to interacting with you as well in the comments, seeing what you like about this team and what your favorite parts of this season were. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.